Hey everybody, Mick here. It's my last day here on campus at university. I'm here at Macquarie Uni. You can see, I think, Cochlear in the background there. Oops, crossing the road, causing trouble. I have been doing a Masters of Sustainable Development. It's been 4 years. There's Cochlear. It's been 4 years in the making. I've just been doing it part-time while I continue to work with climate tech companies here in Australia with kind of Climate Salad and all the other partnerships. And my whole purpose of doing it was not because I think I absolutely needed a credential or absolutely needed the education. I'm really a generalist and help those who are building climate solutions, innovative technologies to sort of scale globally, predominantly from Australia, sometimes into Australia. But I did it partly because I really wanted to immerse myself into a different way of thinking and with a different group of people, and that's been absolutely achieved. I've studied alongside ecologists, lawyers, environmental scientists, geologists, biologists, and a range of other people, and it's been really interesting to have those kind of interactions. They're really different to my normal day-to-day life, but sometimes obviously I do get that opportunity, and also just put my head in that different space and really study. So doing one unit at a time has allowed me to just sort of focus on whether it's environmental pollution, environmental health, understanding kind of climate change, sustainable cities, all the sort of transitions I'm doing now, environmental law, and then a number of other incredible topics, and it just puts it's allowed me to go really deep for kind of a 13-week period and understand these areas, and it has really helped on a couple of fronts. Certainly convincing climate deniers that there are no problems, so it's really given me just a really thorough understanding of the science, and then also to be able to go deep, like the environmental health issues, pollution issues, and also the solutions. So it's definitely been a mix of focus on the problems, but also the solutions, like environmental law, that building over there. What can regulation and should regulation do about it? What is that right path to take? So it's certainly has helped on a number of those fronts. So it's just given me that extra layer of understanding, and I think made me stronger in being able to convert these, help these innovations to be able to add that extra layer of convincing argument around what do we need to do to change. And I think what I've got to at the end of this, firstly, is that climate is a real and material problem for humanity. It's not a problem for the planet. We're not saving the planet, we're saving humanity as we know it. We've developed incredibly over the last 250 years, just at an incredible rate, but that has come at the cost of the environment. I think population obviously plays a factor, but I think more of a factor is our consumption, how we're choosing to consume. And we're not talking about going back 500 years and living in the dark ages, we're just talking about an adjustment. So we still want to fly, we've got to do sustainable aviation fuel. We still want to drive, but we've got to use electricity that's generated by renewable sources, sustainable sources. We still want to have great food, clean water, clean air, and that's probably one of the really simplest ways I think to understand the problem. Is that whilst I've got this advanced lifestyle, I'm very lucky and privileged. Fundamentally, what do humans need? You can hear me as I'm walking through campus and breathing. You want to breathe clean air, and the reality is, with the way we're consuming and polluting by coal-fired power generation, it's polluting the air. There are limits to it. It's not unlimited. It's felt unlimited for hundreds of years because it's so big, but it's not. And even though it might look like a tiny percentage, just tiny fractions, parts per million, it's like us. Nature is also, we look robust in a lot of ways, we are, but it's actually pretty sensitive. And if you mess with it a little bit, it can really change. And we can have both. So yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Is, you know, you don't have to trust an individual scientist, but the beauty of science is that it's peer reviewed. This is not one person's idea of how this might work. This is tens of thousands of scientists who've checked and rechecked and retested over many years. And so it is a real problem, but we can absolutely solve it. We've got the ingenuity, we've got the innovation, we've got the global collaboration, and I believe we will solve it. The big question is how many people get behind it fast enough to really support this transition. And it's a transition across everything: agriculture, energy, transport, manufacturing, everything, science, energy, infrastructure. We need everyone supporting, and every little bit matters. I think probably the other big fallacy is that individually we don't matter, but negatively or positively, but I think we do. And every time we convert someone, think about it as a double positive. Every action you go from negative to positive it's a non-negative and it's a positive, so it's actually really makes a huge difference. So I've loved my time here, I've loved my study. Really encourage anyone who would want to go and do that to do that. There's plenty of good work to be done, and I want to thank everyone for their support, especially my family. Going through 4 years of this additional thing on top of running Climate Cell and having 3 kids has been challenging, so huge thanks to Karen, my wife, and my family, and also the wonderful people at Macquarie University. So thank you all, and let's see how we go. Bye.